Well, hello, everybody. How are you? Wow, it looks like we've got a beautiful turnout for India Independence Day, right? Magnificent. That applause is for me or for India Independence Day? Combination. So listen, I just want to point out, we really want to stay, Deep just told me, let's stay tight on the schedule. We know we want to hear from everybody, but no one can go too long other than me. But no, I won't. How could I go too long? So I want to thank everybody for being here to celebrate India Independence Day. And Peter Longstreth, I noticed you laughed the loudest. Thank you. And this is really just a great thing that we have in our Commonwealth. I've been honored once again to speak with you. There's numerous times that I've spent with you, and it's always been great. And we're going to recognize the contributions of Indian Americans and celebrate the prosperity we enjoy because we are rich, inclusive, and a welcoming nation. And recently, we've seen all this rhetoric that seeks to divide us and break us apart. And we are not going to allow that to take place. We need to work every day to make sure that we promote inclusiveness and diversity instead of exclusiveness and nationalism. As Lieutenant Governor, I'm often asked to greet delegations from countries around the world, and it's just such an honor to do so. But my office would never be able to do it smoothly or put together events like this without the Department of State. We have a great Department of State here in Pennsylvania. So joining us today from the department is Norman Bristol Colon, whose service to the Commonwealth has been of a broad range. He's done some great things, but he has a great commitment to diversity and inclusion. So let's recognize Mr. Colon for a few remarks. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Lieutenant Governor Mike Sack, Chairman Deep Gupta, Representative Patty Kim, my dear friend, Representative Greg Rithman, Representative Suham, Representative Sherry Dozier, Senator Mike Regan, Deputy Secretary Joseph Burke, President Peter Longstreth, members of the amazing Indian American community of Pennsylvania, my fellow Pennsylvanians, good afternoon, and I bring you greetings on behalf of the Acting Secretary of State, Robert Torres, and the Pennsylvania Department of State. Thank you for joining us today to celebrate the 72nd Independence Day of India, recognizing its independence from the United Kingdom on August 15, 1947. I am delighted to be here with the Lieutenant Governor of Pennsylvania and Peter Longstreth from the Consular Corps Association of Philadelphia, our very special guest, and Mr. Deep Gupta, who I have known for more than 15 years, and all of you who join us to recognize this special day for India. 2 years ago, the Lieutenant Governor's Office, the Department of State, and the Consular Corps Association partnered to begin celebrating the independence of countries that were members of the Consular Corps. These celebrations are important because they help us to learn and better understand the rich histories of many countries and cultures. They have also helped us to strengthen existing relationships and explore new cultural and economic opportunities between Pennsylvania and the countries that we have engaged and celebrated with. When India achieved its independence 72 years ago, the population was 330 million, very similar to the population of the United States today. Now, with a population of 1.3 billion people, India is the second most populous country, and yes, indeed, the largest democracy on earth. Its pool of scientific and engineering professionals is one of the largest, and its economy is becoming the fastest growing economy of G20 countries. India also has the largest movie industry in the world, known as Bollywood, producing more than 1,000 movies a year. So there's a movie every day produced in India. Pennsylvania residents and citizens and companies of Indian descent are important members of our community and our economy. Today, as our Indian families, colleagues, friends, and neighbors celebrate the independence of India and their diverse cultural traditions, we celebrate with you today and every day. So I hope that in the future, the Lieutenant Governor and I get invited to a cricket game or some Indian team that comes to Pennsylvania and teach us how to play it. Mahatma Gandhi's quote, "You must be the change you wish to see in the world," has inspired millions of us, including many in this building, doing amazing public service. And just like America, an immigrant in India, Mother Teresa, inspired generations to spread love and peace. So, ladies and gentlemen, the national emblem of India shows 4 lions standing back to back. The lions symbolize power, pride, confidence, and courage or bravery. Indian Pennsylvanians pay tribute to those lions in our Commonwealth with a strong community of power in education, pride in their heritage, confidence in their promising future, and courage in building together with all of us a stronger Pennsylvania. We are deeply honored to celebrate Indian Independence Day, but most importantly, to celebrate the endless contributions the Indian American community of Pennsylvania makes to our state, to our nation, and to our world. Thank you for being here today, and let's celebrate Indian Independence Day.
Norman, great speech. Thank you so much. So before we have this, as if he needs an introduction, this next gentleman, we got some important business to do with our national anthems. So without further ado, the famous, the loved, the respected, shall I keep going, Deep? That's good enough? I got to stay on schedule.
Beyond your time.
Deep Gupta.
Before we start national anthem,
Okay. Let's see if we can pull
I
this off.
am going to, for 1 hour. Viren, if you want picture, you need to take from there.
Beautiful. I hope I do as well good a job. We're gonna do it.
Just don't pinch my heart.
I try not to. Very precious. I'm gonna get this. See, I take a long time to get extra pictures.
Just push it down.
Okay, we're gonna go like that. Yeah.
You stay here.
Thanks.
I'm going to give my comments a little later. So now let's start national anthems. First will be U.S. national anthem. Please rise. George. And now, most of you know the wordings of Indian national anthem. Thank you, everybody. Please take your seats. You know, immigrants are like a wife who comes into a new family, but she never forgets her mother and father. So I could see that some of you have been here, like one Dr. Patel. He has been in this Harrisburg for more than 50 years. And then Jeetu Parekh is also completing 49. And I am completed 49 years in Harrisburg alone. So with that, it's my great honor, first of all, to thank Lieutenant Governor Stack to organize this program. This is wonderful. So please give him a big hand. Along with him, Jack, where are you? Jack Gates. Come here, please. Sorry. Jack is his support, his staff, and what a wonderful job he has done. And on organizational side, Viren Trivedi, who used to be president, this year we are recycling him as vice president so that he can be recycled next year as president. Viren Trivedi. What a wonderful job Viren has done to inform you all and keep working with Mr. Gates. Whatever he needs, whatever they needed, I'm just there like a retired senior person. They only ask me when they need something, that's all. So with that, honestly, I want to thank all of you for coming today. All of you. And we understand that me and so many of you who have been citizens of this country, it's sort of a dilemma. That are they like wife, they care about mother or father more, or husband and his parents more. But remember, we are here, it's our country. We came willfully with our own desire, so this is our country. Asian Indian Americans of Central Pennsylvania were organized in 1993. And our motto is unity, peace, and discrimination-free society. And that's what we have been doing. 2 weeks back, we had a big program called India Day Fair at HAC. Most of you were there. We have over 20,000 people on that fair at HAC. In 1996, we established an organization called Gandhi King Peace Coalition to teach non-violence in the area. And at a time we have 2,000 students full at the forum. So we have been working with the community. We want to integrate the community, and we want all communities to live together. We are all individual, but remember what we are. That's our power when we are like this. So my request to you is, please integrate in the community, work with the local community. Does not matter whether it is white, black, brown, colored, Hispanics, whatever they are all human beings, and we spread love and peace and unity. With that, I'm going to keep it short. That's what he told me.
Great job, Deep. Deep, we love you. Great job, and you will continue to be such an important role model to all of us. So thank you for everything. Highlighting our partnerships, I want to welcome Representative Patty Kim. Representative Kim is a commissioner on the Pennsylvania Commission on Asian Pacific American Affairs, and this commission was created to ensure that state government positively impacts the Asian Pacific American communities throughout Pennsylvania, and she's doing a wonderful job at that. We are delighted to have Representative Patty Kim here today. Representative Kim.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor, for making this a priority, and thank you for inviting me here today on behalf of the House of Representatives, where my colleagues will be speaking. But I wanted to just speak because I have a unique perspective. I am the daughter of immigrants, and I love speaking to the children here because I identify with you. Growing up, I had to correct my parents' English. They hated that. When they had accents and people couldn't understand them, I felt sad inside. I was kind of embarrassed. I never wanted to stand out, but with the color of our skin and our hair, we stand out. And I didn't like that until I got older. Children, we are so blessed. We get two cultures. We get the Indian American culture and the American culture, and we get it pulled from both sides. In our Asian culture, we get to have a rich culture, awesome food. We have to respect our parents and our elders because that's what we're supposed to do. We work hard, and we have a past, a history that is very difficult. So we have a perspective that we are grateful to be in America, a land of opportunity and freedom, and we appreciate that very much. And so I just want to encourage the children to be proud of who you are, to stand for who you are. Listen to your parents. I know the parents love when I say that to them. It's so important. They're right. Let's be proud Indian and be proud American, and we're going to be great contributors to our society. And I expect great things from all the students and children here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Representative Kim. Great job. And our next speaker is actually, we've resided in Central PA for a couple of years, so our state rep is State Rep Sue Helm, and I can tell you personally, she does a wonderful job. Representative Sue Helm.
Good afternoon. It's a real pleasure to be with you and to take part in the celebration of India's independence. And I want to thank you all for coming out. Like, I'm fortunate enough to work here, but I love to share this building with you, and you have such a wonderful crowd. And I see a lot of faces here I recognize, which I didn't know that I would, but thank you for being here. This is also a day to remember the sacrifice of the great Indian leaders and freedom fighters who gave their lives for their country, which has grown into the world's largest democracy. It was over 70 years ago today that Prime Minister Nehru hoisted the tricolor flag for the first time on the free soil of India. And this is what he said on that historic day. We end a period of ill fortune, and India discovers herself again. The achievement we celebrate today is but a step, an opening of opportunity to the greatest triumphs and achievement that awaits us. Are we brave enough and wise enough to grasp this opportunity and accept the challenge of the future? India has become a long way since Nehru spoke those words. There has been much development in the fields of science, technology, education, agriculture, and infrastructure, which has transformed India into an economic powerhouse. Independence Day does not only signify the freedom of India from the rule of the British Raj, but it also shows the resilience and the power of a nation that can achieve any fate that it wishes when all its people unite. Again, thank you for inviting me to be part of the celebration here today, and happy Independence Day.
Thank you, Sue. Great work, and everybody's staying close to schedule. Our next speaker is also a state representative, and she is a professor. And which one of my staffers, Representative? Will, who's helped out with today, and she said he was a very good student. But so she does a great job in the House, Representative Cheryl Delosier.
Well, thank you very much, Lieutenant Governor. Thank you for leading this and setting this up. The ability for us to come together as one community to celebrate so many of our differences, because I think that's the theme that's going through so many of our common communities, and the ability to bring everybody together, and as well as to recognize our history and recognizing independence, because that's what our country is founded on, independence, and our ability to think independently and act independently and have the rights to be able to say and voice our opinions. So I congratulate and join you in the celebration of Independence Day for India. It was the country's independence that marked the start of a new era of over 200 years of British rule. So the ability for them to start fresh and learn how to become into the country that we know and are proud to be such close allies with now. So the ability for us to enjoy that cultural mix, and the ability for us in America to be able to understand that we come from a melting pot, from our history, I think that's something that's strong, and again as we can reaffirm the ability to say we are all Americans and we all have a diverse history, that I think that diversity brings together all of our differences, and I think that right now we celebrate them and we can move forward together as one country, one United States, and one family that wants to make sure that we do the best for not only ourselves, but the fabric of our communities in our area. And I'm proud to have such a strong presence of those from the Indian culture here in central Pennsylvania. And thanks for inviting us to be part of it today and help you celebrate that independence. Thank you very much.
So we can see why she was such a great professor. And our next speaker is a senator, and this gentleman, Senator Regan, has been a super strong supporter of the Indian American community, and a great guy and a friend, and I got a chance to work with him a lot in the state Senate. So let's hear from Senator Regan.
Thank you very much, Governor. I appreciate your kind remarks. Governor Stack is a great friend, and he is by far the best dressed lieutenant governor in the history of Pennsylvania. Quite frankly, I got a little nervous when I watched Deep poke the hole in his lapel with that thing. I thought that's probably an expensive suit. He's got a... So thank you so much for having me. I feel so blessed to be here to celebrate Independence Day. It's such a big thing for everybody, and I'm very blessed. I feel like I won the lottery because I have so many Asian Indian Americans in my district. And what I have found over the last 6 years of being in public service is this. Asian Indian Americans are extremely hardworking. They are very much exceptionally educated. They are very kind. They are law-abiding, and they have a great strength in a very astute belief in God. The perfect neighbors, the perfect people to have in your district. I celebrate on India Day at HAC every year. Deep, my good friend Deep, who invites me to every dinner that comes down the way, and I love it because the food is so delicious. And we can celebrate in the majestic pageantry and the music and the dance that comes with the Asian Indian American community. It's wonderful. Congratulations. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your warm and rich contributions to our society. You truly have made America a better place. God bless you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Mike. Great job. And so I've been seeing this next gentleman all over the place for many years in public service, and he is all about continuing to build those relationships with India and making sure that we create jobs and have trade and have exchanges. And he is with the Department of Community and Economic Development and handles the international area. Joe Burke, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, thank you very much. Since everybody else has been so short in their remarks, I know I have a few extra minutes, so I'm going to take advantage of that. So my name is Joseph Burke. I'm the Deputy Secretary for International Business Development with the Department of Community and Economic Development. And I'm very glad to have been invited here to celebrate and join in the celebration of your 72 years of independence. But I thought I'd give you a little snapshot of Pennsylvania and our relationship with India, which I think is a very critical relationship. So Pennsylvania is a $752 billion economy. We're the 19th largest economy in the world, and we work hard to remain competitive in this environment. So I'd like to share with you a little history about Pennsylvania on the economic side with India. Pennsylvania was the first U.S. state to open up a trade office in India, which we launched back in 2001 and opened up that office in Bangalore. It's good to have been on board early because we now see that India is one of the fastest growing economies in the world, and it's really a very a unique market for international business. And I was very privileged to have been there last year, visited 5 cities in 10 days, and I can tell you it's a extremely robust economy, country. I've never had so many gifts of flowers and bouquets and all sorts of gifts, and which is very difficult when the governor has a certain ban on those types of gifts. But it was very warm and welcoming. So Pennsylvania's exports have grown nearly 600% since we opened up that office. Our exports to India last year were about $700 million, which is 30% higher than the year before. And India imports about $1.9 billion worth of goods and services into this economy. So in 2008, we saw that India was even a more vigorous economy than when we first opened up the office, our trade office. So we decided to open up an investment office. That has been a very good move for us. Pennsylvania has about 83 Indian companies that have 83 locations in Pennsylvania, hiring about 2,700 Pennsylvanians. This company portfolio spans a variety of sectors, anything from IT to life sciences, advanced manufacturing, and food. One great example is WNS Denali, which is a global sourcing and procurement solutions provider based out in Pittsburgh. The company was recognized by the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette as one of the top workplaces in 2017, as voted and designated by its own employees. DCD and the India Investment Office were also proud to attract Wipro Infrastructure to Chambersburg, Franklin County. So Wipro is a hydraulic cylinder manufacturer, and it's a major supplier to Volvo Equipment Construction. The company's facility in Chambersburg has about 75 employees. There's interest in Pennsylvania from small investors as well. A recent example includes Jesco, a project coordination and consulting firm headquartered in Mumbai. Over the course of 2017, our office worked with the Director of North American Operations to help him find a site for his company, and he set up an operation at East Stroudsburg University. So we're very grateful for the continuing cooperation and relationship with India. We hope that this will continue to grow. And again, thank you very much for including us in on your celebration. Thank you very much.
Now my paperwork is all, I have no idea where I am, but you guys will forgive me for it. I think I know what I can do. So anyway, whenever we do anything international, and I know you guys have seen this gentleman before, and by now you're figuring out he has something to do with this a little bit, but his name is Peter Longstreth. Peter has a very famous name from Philadelphia, and he's famous in his own right, and he is the honorary Consul General of Uruguay, and he heads up all the different consulars and has been a key person on India Independence Day. And also, I've known him from all my time in Philadelphia, so when we started planning this years ago, Peter was pivotal in getting it together, and here he is again, our friend Peter Longstreth.
Wow, what a fabulous turnout. I had the pleasure of being here last year, but I think Deep has overdone it this year again. Wow, it's fantastic. Give yourselves a hand. This is really extraordinary. As the Lieutenant Governor indicated, I'm the president of the Consular Corps Association of Philadelphia, and in their behalf, I'm really delighted to be here today to share in the ceremony to honor India, but also to thank the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Just by way of very quick background, the Consular Corps is, like a lot of things in Philadelphia, the oldest consular association in the United States, and our 55 members today represent countries all over the world. And one of those very important members is, of course, the Consulate General of India in New York City, where Consul General Chakravorty, as you all know, is a very effective representative of the Indian community in Pennsylvania, but also a very, very dynamic member of our association. And as I think you can all imagine, he's a very busy man in New York today, doing a lot of the same things that are going on here, but I don't think he has a better turnout than you do. So once again, congratulations to Deep Gupta, to his organization for this incredibly impressive turnout from the local community to recognize this very important day in India's history. And I guess finally, I'd like to thank the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, but most particularly Lieutenant Governor Stack and his staff for being really great partners in putting together this program and many others like it. So maybe a little hand for the Lieutenant Governor. Never too many of those. As he already mentioned a little bit, in a previous life, I had a lot of involvement in Philadelphia with economic development. And I really had the opportunity to work very closely with Senator Stack in his Northeast Philadelphia district. We got an awful lot accomplished then, and it's really been a great pleasure to kind of repeat that experience here in Harrisburg during the last couple of years. So congratulations to India and to all of you, and thank you very much to Lieutenant Governor Stack and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Well, Deep has to be pleased because we've been so on schedule. I'll now take a half hour to present this citation. No, not a chance. So listen, we've had a great celebration. We're going to continue celebrating. And we're here in this beautiful capital, which today is honorary Indian American Indian Independence Capital. So we should all enjoy Indian culture around here and enjoy each other. And that's the important thing. And Deep, as you've always pointed out, you know, this is not just for today. This is for 365 days a year. We should all be trying to unify, bringing people together, and attacking every problem with justice and love. So I'll present this citation to our friends. As Lieutenant Governor of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I welcome the people of the Asian Indian Americans of Central Pennsylvania to the Capitol building to celebrate the National Independence Day of India. The state of India, of course, we know is a country both beautiful and rich in culture, with a lasting partnership with the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. India continues to be a shining example to the rest of the world as a leader as they continue to grow as a tolerant and accepting nation of people from all backgrounds and creeds. And Pennsylvania is very thankful to have such a great partner and an ally as India. On behalf of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I'd like to welcome and sincerely thank the people of the Asian Indian Americans of Central Pennsylvania for joining us here today, and in celebration of India's Independence Day, present this citation. So I want to say we're going to do some more pictures, but everybody, let's have a great celebration. Thank you so much, everyone.